Hello, and welcome to this very special cheatery edition of Cardboard Decoy Plays Kerbal Space Program. Basically, I have a map open to my right here. Somewhere I have... Oh, it's underneath this notepad. I have two different notepads in my lap, and one of them just so happens to be a list of all of the biomes that I need. And, yeah, you can't see any of this, so try to keep up, man. Don't slack. Anyways, I'm sorry. So, what we're going to try to do here is get as much biome information as we possibly can. Now, I wonder what the hell crater this is. I think this is the Farside crater, and we have the Farside crater. Let's check and make sure that I have this sort of information correct before we go any further. Does it tell me on crew report? No. This is space near moon. So, crew reports only work on the surface now, so we'll do EVA. And let's do EVA report and Moon's Farside crater. Yes, okay, so we are oriented. I just saw, I was looking for this map that I'm using, and I just saw, a thing on Reddit that was the map of the biomes on the moon whenever you're trying to get all of the biome research done, and it's like everything is basically Mooner Highlands and Mooner Highlands or Mooner Lowlands, and then your target is very small. And it's very true because there's actually quite a few, the Midland craters. Let me see, do I have Midland craters? Farside, Midlands. I have Midlands. I don't need Midlands. I need Midland crater. Midland craters I do not have, so they're actually super tiny and hard to distinguish. So there's a crater right about here that I want to get. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to point towards normal and see how well I can adjust my, or eyeball an adjustment on my orbital plane here. And that's going to be our first goal. So... Okay, cool. So that should just about do it. Let's make sure we're not crashing onto the other side. Nope. Alright, good stuff. I dig it. So, and I think that should be just enough to grab it. It's pretty much 45. Yeah, see, you can see the dark spot right there. I don't know how well that's actually going to come out on the video, but you can kind of see the big dark spot right here. And that is the Northwest Crater? Northwest Crater. Where is Northwest Crater? Yes, okay, so I do need a Northwest Crater, and then I'm hoping that'll actually, yeah, we'll be close enough that we might be able to adjust and get the twin craters right there. Maybe. Let's push this a little bit. Let's see what happens if we go a little bit higher, because if we can get both of these, that would be a really, really, really productive orbit, to say the least. So let's see, if we do that, then that puts us almost around it. Oh, that's so close. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. I think this will still put us on track for maybe one of the... No, that one's way too low. That's the blue crater. What's the blue crater? East Farside crater. East Farside crater we have, yeah. These are the easiest craters to get anyway, so maybe that's close enough to actually be able to get that anyways. We'll find out. No worries. So let's go ahead and fast forward. And... because right now the goal is we want to get more than enough research in order to get some of the smaller thrusters. And we want the smaller thrusters so that they don't take up a whole lot of space, or weight specifically. Grab. Thank you. Okay, EVA report. And keep. Alright, that's 24 science. I think we only need 90 for what I want to do. Alright, review stored data. And we will transmit that. So that's going to eat up some of our electric charge, but we've got quite a bit, so I'm not too worried. Let's see, what are these light pink spots? Highland craters? Yeah, well, whatever. Okay, so we just got the Northwest crater. I believe we did. I want to make sure that... Hold on, I'm going to verify. So, EVA report. Northwest crater, yes. Okay, cool. So, we can check off Northwest crater. Let me see, I'll get this on the recording so you know exactly what I'm doing. I don't know if you could hear that, but I can't even see my sound readout either. Oh, hey, and I forgot to set my timer. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm experimenting with a few different things since I can't see my normal info readouts here. But, okay, and then next, let's try to see, these are the twin craters, and let's see if we are actually close enough in orbit to see them. And that would be really cool and convenient. So I'm also watching my liquid fuel and oxidizer. I don't want to go too high, too low over it. That kind of a deal. And you know what? This is actually a perfect time to try to adjust our orbit just a teensy bit more. Let's see. Nope, wrong way, wrong way. Okay, let's turn around really quickly. Ooh, I don't have RCS on to make sure we always have some monopropellant. If nothing else, you know, just so we don't end up in another need to rescue situation. Okay. What? Yeah, look at it go. And that's almost certainly going to put us over it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to be fine. Okay. Our axes are shifting, which means we're actually moving outwards quite a bit, so we'll need to be careful about that. We don't want to fly too far off the handle here. Oh, you know what? That is one of the craters that we need. So, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it. I'm like, oh man, come on. I'm getting greedy. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and try to make sure. We'll wait until we're stable before we EVA out. Oh man. Okay. We're going to be riding just barely over the edge of this thing. Very quickly. EVA. Grab. EVA report. Oh no. EVA report all space over the moon. What? Oh wait. No. EVA. Come on. Am I too far out? Okay. So let's reset the experiment. Go back in here, and we're gonna go. We need to adjust our orbit a little bit apparently because we are too far out to get any good data. So let's go ahead and take care of some of that really quick. Okay. Let's see, periapsis. We'll get it inside. Yeah, we'll make sure we're inside the space station range here. And then we'll zoom around to periapsis and do the same on apoapsis. And then we'll check the map to see if there's any other fancy things we might want on their way. Not really. Okay. So, here we go. And hey, it's a new moon on Kerbin right now. You can tell because it's dark right along this orbital line. So, yeah, cool stuff. We got new moon business for what it's worth. Let's see. Okay. Just a fun observation. Phases of the moon and all that. That's another thing I really appreciate about this game is it illustrates sort of astrological phenomena in a very, very clear and interesting fashion to me. So I appreciate that. I appreciate anything that can kind of illustrate that kind of stuff. It's like one of the sort of design goals of Spore was to give you a sense of the vastness of the galaxy. Like they were talking about, I remember hearing Will Wright talk about how, you know, whenever you see stars on like a star chart or something, they're very flat and static. Like all star charts are 2D, but the universe itself is not 2D at all, and you don't ever get any kind of a sense of that. Like you don't get a sense of how completely dimensional stars are in relation to one another. And I always thought that was kind of a fun observation. Like, you know what, you're right. You're right, Will Wright. Dude who is super cool and then got totally janked by EA, but whatever. Okay, so what would be funny is if we can get research while flying over Jeb. Funny and maybe sad a little bit. Okay. Oh, we can't go any faster. We're too slow. Alright, I want these twin craters. Give me these twin craters. That's what I'm here for. That's what the party's all about. There's a divot right there that we could get research from. So, okay. We're passing over this little ravine, which gives us a very small window to grab this info with. So hopefully we'll be able to actually do that. Okay. Yeah, that should work. EVA. Grab. EVA report. Yes! Okay. Twin craters. Keep data. Let's see if I can make this a little bit louder. Hold on. Twin craters. Alright, that sounded like it was a lot louder, so maybe that'll work. Okay. Review data. Okay, cool. Sending it back. You can see the radar opening up. That is actually a really cool animation to me. Like, I enjoy it a lot. I don't really know what it is about it. I just like it. Okay, so I wonder if we're on course with any of the other craters that we can take data from. Let's see. Almost. Man, we skirt around them. Like, there's one, there's one, there's one, but we're not actually passing over any of them. So this is a crater we don't need. That is the Highlands. Let me see. Midlands. Do we have any, like... Yeah, we got Highlands. Polar Lowlands. Poles. Polar Crater. Oh, I can't remember if I got Polar Crater or not, so I put a big question mark by it. Southwest Crater. Where is the Southwest Crater? Oh, hey, that's pretty much the opposite of the one we got earlier. Okay, that's fine. If we get 4, we can do the research we want to do. We can research a whole new topic. So I'm just double checking. Yeah, we swing around low underneath there. We fly over exactly 0 craters. Yeah, exactly 0. Man, that's annoying. No craters at all of any import to us. Except for maybe, well, if we could get a little bit higher. Or you know what? I wonder... It's hard to tell because it's dark. But there is like a patch of different biome right about here that we might be in range of. So we might, yeah, you know what? I'm going to try to raise our orbit just a teensy bit whenever we get over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Zoom. Zoom our way around the moon here. I'm going to try to elevate our orbit just a teensy bit and see if I can't grab this one particular thing. Hey, look. We're passing by the space station pretty closely. Let's see. Can you tell me how far away we are? Intersection 23 kilometers. That's not, you know, whatever. Unset target. There we go. Cool. Alright, and then we want to wait until right about here. Fortunately, with the path of the Mooner station there, it's kind of a decent reference point for trying to figure out which way we need to orient ourselves for these sort of maneuvers. So I think this is anti-normal. Let's see what happens whenever we fire. Yep, okay. I think that's all the information I need to know. I'm pretty sure we want this one. I really don't know. I don't know the difference between the dot and the lines on the outside, so... Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's what we want. And... Okay, cool. So you can kind of see there's this little flange here. Like, it's not perfectly round. There's a little bit of flange, and then right about here is the territory we're aiming for. So, again, you can find this map that I'm looking at if you want to reference it. It's on the wiki, but really you just search moon biome map, and then it'll come up with all this information. So, pretty handy. And, yeah, like I said, I justify this to myself as not cheating because it's like, hey, I've been sending probes and stuff, and we've been studying. We got a science research facility up there. I mean, we probably got a map of the moon and all the points of interest that we want to look at, right? So that's pretty much what I'm doing, right? Just sort of in a very hands-on-y kind of way. All right, let's go EVA report. No! Moon's Midlands. I hate you, Midlands. Okay, reset experiment. And... did we pass it? I think we passed it. That's okay, because we are getting close to the northern basin, which I think we should pass right through just barely. It's really hard to tell again. Let's see, northern basin. Yeah, we might be able to grab the northern basin. Let me go ahead and grab one more EVA report real quick. EVA report? No. Lunar Midlands. Okay. So, let's board. And then the northern basin. I'm trying to, like, read what is not exactly a topographical map about this situation to see if maybe... Yeah, okay. I think right about there we'll stop and try to see what's what. What's what in the what. Alright. And right about... Yeah. There. Okay, let's do that. And EVA. Grab. Please. No. Moon's Midlands. Alright, fine. Board. Okay, so what's going to end up happening is we're going to continue on the path that we were on before here. Hey, are we intersecting any craters? No, of course we're not. Why would we? That would be weird. Okay, so I'm trying to see if maybe there's something that's there. No, we don't have any other major landmarks we're going to be crossing anytime soon. Yeah, that's the Highlands. We do have the Highlands, right? Yeah, I'll get a check mark on it at least. So, what was the other thing that we got? We got the... Oh, yeah, I checked them both because I remember making a big deal about it. Never mind. And... Alright, well, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to adjust my orbit once again. And what I want to do is try to make it so that we do pass over some of these frickin' craters. There we go. Yeah, we pass over quite a few of them. So we've got a few different chances in order to make this happen. So, or at least 2 of them right now. Let's adjust a little bit. Well, what's going to give us the most options? I want all the options. There we go. So you can see these divots here. They're pretty prominent, and they're apparently one of the harder targets to hit, so that's what I'm going for. Of course it's what I'm going for. And then there's these light pink ones. Those are Highland craters? I'm pretty sure I've gotten a Highland crater. No, I have not. Okay, cool. So, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what the topography is, but you can sort of see it because it's like lighter and the higher parts of the topography here. Not exactly. I don't know. That kind of frustrates me a little bit to think about. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and orient so that we can pull off this maneuver. Once we get to like 2/3 fuel, we'll probably go back and refuel too. So my goal is to use all of that fuel trying to see cool stuff in the space of this episode. And then I'll do all of the docking and everything else in between afterwards. So, alright, let's time warp. 4, 3, 2, 1, and whoop. Okay, cool. It's not going to take a lot of time. Just enough time. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start firing up the engines. Whoa. And a little bit more. Alright, what does it look like? Yeah, we're passing over all the stuff we want to pass over, so there we go, we're good. Alright, and let's make double sure. Alright, let's see what happens. Whee, here we come. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get out and start EVAing right about now. Hopefully grab one of these earlier than I thought I would. EVA report? No. Moon's Midlands. Alright. I'm trying to see... Actually lining this up so knowing exactly what you're passing over is also kind of the hard part. Okay. So... Yeah, actually I don't think that was one. However, this big one definitely is. Is that right? Yes, I believe so. So as long as we pass over this one, which it looks like we do just barely. Let's go ahead and board. Alright. And stop. Okay. Yeah, there we go. We're passing over that guy. Grab. EVA report. No. EVA report. No. Yeah, come on. Come on. Observe this huge freaking beautiful crater beneath you, man. Am I not close enough? I don't think I'm close enough. EVA report. No. Yeah, now we passed it. Suck. Oh my god. Why are you so difficult? Alright. Let's go ahead and board. We'll try this crater next. Okay. And stop. Yeah, we were like way over this one. So we'll go ahead and EVA report. Moon's Midlands. Damn it. Sigh. Sigh and a half. Alright, cool. Yeah, these are hard targets to hit, let me tell you. There's a lot more that are in the dark side of the moon right now. So I think what we're going to do... Let's go ahead and... Is the light showing us anything new that we could possibly look at? It's starting to cover over that. And then this is the big blue thing. According to my map, the big blue thing at least. Alright, let's go a little bit higher and then try to grab the basin at the very least. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I will say that much. It's a little frustrating, to be honest. Let's see. Periapsis, 42. Apoapsis, 46. That's fine. Yeah, this is the big honkin' deal. That's the big... Yeah, okay. So, this is still the northwest crater. And then we want the northern basin up around this area. So, let's see if we can hit that this time around with a slightly adjusted orbit at least. Okay, zoomy, zoomy, zoom. Easy there. Easy there. Yeah, I think that's... Okay, normal and anti-normal. Normal has the dot, anti-normal has the lines. I've got to try to remember that somehow. There's got to be some sort of mnemonic device that I don't know about. Alright. And there we go. Countdown. 3, 2, 1. Zip. Okay. Perfect. Nailed it. Alright. Alright. Sweet. Close enough. I'll take it. Alright. Let's see if we can make this happen now. And then see if that actually crosses any of the other stuff that we might want to look at. So, let's see. Poles. Oh yeah, poles are way far north. You basically got to be pretty much literally at the pole. Alright. It'd be nice if I had just a little bit more light to see if there was some sort of telltale sign that I was actually at this supposed basin. Alright, and let's give it a shot. See what it says. EVA, grab, and we... Yes! Okay, got it. So, the lunar basin, keep data, board, review data, and transmit. Okay, so northern basin. That's a big... There we go. Again, no idea if you can actually hear that. Just pretend that you did. It'll make me happy. So I don't have to continue making larger and larger check marks in an effort to be noisy. Okay, cool. So are we passing anything else? It seems like we'd be set up just right to accidentally pass over something else, maybe. Yeah, it looks like just the highlands. Not quite enough to hit the poles. So, like, if I look at this, and then, I don't know. We're pretty close to Pole Town here. Whoa, Pole Town. Easy. Let's see. Of course, I'm missing all the major craters that I could possibly collect here. That's the twin crater. There's, like, nothing over by here that I really want. I guess, well, there might be a couple craters here. I'm trying to use my superhuman vision here to try to figure out if there's anything I want to look at. Now, here's the big... That's the east crater right there. Do I have the east crater? I do have the east crater. And relative to the east crater, I don't think we're passing over anything interesting. Is this? No, not really. Not very well lined up. When is the sunrise on the other side of the moon? Seriously, it's got to at some point. We'll probably circle around this thing a few times and pick up all of those, I'm sure. Okay. Well, alright, let me go ahead and fix my orbit here. I want to try to grab some of the more obvious ones that I already have, and then next episode, let me see. Let me go back to Command Center really quick. Space Center. Yeah, this episode's well over, because it's at 20 minutes on my stopwatch, and I forgot to hit it. Yeah, check that out. We got 91 research. So that means we can get... Oh, that's the one we want. It's 160. We can get space plane stuff, but I'm not ready for planes. I don't really want to care about planes until we're going to have an atmosphere. So, but this is what I want. I want these little guys, and you'll see why. So, what I might do... Yeah, I'm going to grab a little bit more research. Now that you've seen this thing, you get the idea. It's no big deal, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you know, kind of grindy at this point, and that's all well and good. So... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let me see what happens. Is this going to break it? Don't break it. Okay. No breakage happening. Oh, we are over by 5 minutes. That's totally fine. Whatever. And then let's go back to Moon Cruiser. Fly. And then, yeah, we're going to fix this orbit. I'm going to grab a few more things so that I have the research in order to do what it is I want to do. And then we will move on from there and then try to actually explore the surface of the moon, which ought to be the fun part. Okay, I think technically that is the definition of fun, is like actually flying to the moon on little tiny robots, no less. So, yes, if you're a fan of little tiny moon probe robots and exploring the moon and seeing what the moon has to offer us in our fantastic space voyages, then the next episode will be for you. Or at least coming up with robots. I should probably preface all of that to say that yes, I will be actually designing the robots, not necessarily flying them just yet. Oh my god, why are you so difficult? Alright, there we go. That's what I want. Close and freaking enough. Okay, cool. So, yeah, this has been Cardboard Decoy. Whoa, that's just a crazy amount of fuel, but yeah, we should be more than fine. This has been Cardboard Decoy playing Kerbal Space Program. If you have enjoyed, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And, yeah, it should be fairly promising stuff, I imagine. So we will almost certainly find out. And, yeah, until then, do have fun.